Yes, I would. If I could, I surely would. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. Yes, I would. If I only could, I surely would. Away, I'd rather sail away like a swan that's here and gone. A man gets tied up to the ground. He gives the world its saddest sound. Its saddest sound.
A few days ago, I finally decided to stay in Kiev. At the time I write this text, Russian troops have advanced in the southeast, set up a stronghold in the Borodyanka area, and are gradually encircling the capital from the west and south. After the news of the utter destruction of Kharkiv and Mariupol, this is, shall we say, rather worrying. On the other hand, no matter what Ukrainian city you go to, Russian troops may come there too. Then again, you have to go somewhere, maybe even abroad someday. My ex-girlfriend has lived in Netherlands for 10 years now.
Over this time, I've acquired a firm opinion on immigrations.
And what's your opinion?
Well, it's very hard to do anything. People really don't consider you human. You are isolated as you move forward, and no one wants to be your friend.
I see.
You don't cry. You pull yourself together and do what needs to be done.
What?
That's kind of a slogan of immigration. You don't cry, you pull yourself together and do what needs to be done. Although you want to cry.
I see. I'm staying. Basically, one's chances of remaining alive aren't that small. I sealed up the windows and stocked up on water. I can sleep in the corridor. Chris!
So, my mom calls me in the middle of the night, wakes me up and shouts into the phone, "It's war! It's war! You don't have a fucking thing in the fridge, so let's go to the supermarket." I wake up the kids, shout, "It's war! It's war!" The kids howl with laughter. Can you imagine? We go to the supermarket and find lines a kilometer long. I want to go into the cheap supermarket, like I have kids and all. They don't let me in. They finally let us in into the mega market. They say, "Come on in, Mom." We triumphantly grab a bite to eat. I guzzle down some beer. I grab a full basket of groceries. And you know what? I have no money. I forgot them. I forgot my wallet. And the ATM isn't working. So I'm standing in the middle of this mega market. I don't know what to do. So the girls and I just decided to, well, I'll tell you when I see you.
I think that's the last thing she said to me as a normal person. After just a few hours of war, Chris turned into a whistling, croaking loudspeaker, spitting out,
Bitches! Fuck! Putin is threats! Choke you all and die!
and things like that. It is said that man always is uncomfortable alongside a crying woman. I would say it is harder to be around a woman burning with hatred for her enemies. If she does pay you any attention at some point, she'll have a question for you.
Why are you still here? And not on the front lines?
Well, I can't offer Chris an answer to that.
Oh, fuck you.
That's why I don't call her anymore. I've been living alone for 2 weeks now. Most of my time is occupied with reading news on the internet. However, I had to think about what I do when the electricity goes down and the internet disappears. Sitting in the dark doing nothing will drive you crazy. So, I came up with the idea of reading books with candlelight. I already bought some box of Polish candles in the market and found out my beloved Dostoevsky in my bag. So, I will light the candles, sit on the bed in the corridor, and open up the village of Stepanchikovo and its inhabitants.
They planned to start a family game of whist, but these games usually ended with the general suffering such sieges that the general's wife and her candles in order offered up fervent prayers, told for tunes using beans and cards, went to hand out bread butts in the prison, and anxiously waited for the afternoon hour, when once again they would organize a game of whist, for which they suffered screams, squeals, curses, and even almost beaten for every mistake that was made. The general, when he didn't like something, was never shy before anyone. He squealed like a woman, cursed like a coachman, and sometimes ripping and scattering cards on the floor while driving his partners away from him. He even wept with annoyance and anger.
Bang! And at that very moment, a Russian rocket flew in my apartment window. Not the most subtle plot twist, of course, rather mediocre dramaturgy, but in general, there will be nothing better in the coming years.
Okay. Don't panic. Keep calm. Everything is gonna be alright.
Dana and Borja.
So, how long will we be there?
We'll wait a little and then come back. We'll take a watch.
But we just came from the shelter.
No, Borja. We came this morning.
But we were there all day yesterday.
It wasn't all day. We arrived at night because It was too dangerous.
It wasn't just at night. We were there all evening too.
I know you are upset, Borya, but... Sweetheart, that's how things are now.
How are they? Why? Why are things normal in other countries but not here?
Now, Borya, please!
Please what? How long we will be there?
I can tell you. I don't know.
So, if you don't know, why are you saying it won't be long?
Okay, do you have everything? Your thermos, charger?
Come on, let's go!
Borya, please! Don't shout! Otherwise, I'll forget something in the rush.
You tell me not to shout, but you yell at me. Why do you need a charger now?
Because if the phone goes down, we'll need to recharge it, you know?
But why did you start sticking it in my backpack?
Because...
Because this is my backpack!
Now, please. Borya, stop it. You are letting your nerves get to you and you're getting hysterical. So please, can we just get a grip on ourselves and stop getting ready?
Maybe you're the one getting ready.
Borya, please, I'm begging you.
Please what?
What's funny is that 10 years ago, I even had a brief crush on her. But she married another guy, had Borya, then divorced him. In March, Dana suggested I rent a room from her to save both of us money. Now that the divorce happened, I deliver drinking water and help her carry things to the shelter and back. In theory, the harsh trials of wartime should bring us together again, so that we finally fall in love for real. But thank God my personal dramaturgy hasn't gotten that toxic yet. Just the thought of sharing intimacy with her makes me sick. And this pleases me. It means life goes on.
So, we'll go there now and, I don't know, play some game. But where is my phone?
You already took it, Mom.
Can you please dial
You
me?
already have it. You have it.
Here you go. You've got everything.
Yeah. Can you please dial me? I don't know where my phone is.
You just had it in hand.
Yeah, but I put it somewhere. Oh, okay, here it is.
Dana could have become an ideal EU citizen already. She devoutly believes in the values of liberalism and unquestionably follows the instructions of the government. As such, when the Kiev mayor's office announces an air alert, she grabs her son and all her emergency bag and races headlong to the bomb shelter. I prefer to stay home because it's much more comfortable here. And while I'll help move their things to the shelter, Borya, devastated, casts jealous glances at me. Yes, young man, you are not to be envied. You are at the mercy of your tempestuous mother, who will drag you through stuffy basements full of people. Your position is as shitty as they come, old man.
Thank you, Robinson, honey.
We're in touch.
Yeah,
You
and
have your charger.
yeah, if everything happens, grab our cat and bring him with you to the basement, please.
Yes, of course. Here, let me just get a photo of you here in the bomb shelter.
But
to
we're
remember the war, so to speak.
But we're so disheveled. Well, okay.
Still.
Go you.
A few days later, she found some evacuation bus on the internet, and they hurried off to a blessed Poland. So I remained alone in the apartment. Every day the encirclement of Kiev draws tighter. Yesterday the military airfield in Vasilkiv and the electronic intelligence center in Brovary were knocked out of action. But I'm glad. I don't have to pretend to pay attention while Dana reads me another idiotic item news of the internet with bulging eyes. Moreover, I no longer need to check every time if Borya had peed on the toilet seat. Why she hasn't taught him that yet?
Brooke Johnson at it again.
They say that Hollywood's golden age began during the Great Depression, when movie theaters were an outlet for suffering Americans. Every day, I download an old Woody Allen movie off a torrent tracker. You can do this now, it's wartime.
Hi. Good to see you. What are you doing here?
I'm returning from dinner with friends.
Oh, okay.
Are you here?
Oh, yeah.
And you? What are you doing here?
I was just out for a walk. Yeah, I've decided I'm moving to Paris.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will love it.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah. You know, I thought about you the other day. Because
Really?
my boss got a whole new album called Porter songs.
But that made you think about me. I like to be thought of that way. You're on your way home right now?
Yes.
Can I walk with you, or I'll buy you a cup of coffee, or okay, now it's starting to rain.
No, but that's okay. I don't mind getting wet.
My God. The actress Leah Seydoux only plays a big part in this film. But standing on the banks of the Seine, in a summer dress and with the wind jostling her hair, she's gorgeous. Take it easy, Robinson. If it were peacetime now, your chances of meeting a girl like that are negligible. So, life goes on.
Don't despair, dude. Brooke Johnson is back in business. This time, she's subjected to the most delicious torment she has ever experienced. We first see Brooke standing naked in the middle of a dark dungeon. Her sugar daddy uses numerous flexible flogging devices to get things going. Then he lifts her up by the hair on a suspension rig and brings her wet pussy to several hard orgasms. With the aid of a rope, he binds her with weighted clamps, stretching her nipples. $825.
All right. How about you? Okay?
Yeah. I'm okay. There's no big offensive in Kiev yet. How about Mariupol?
They were shooting.
Where are you going to be? At home?
Yes.
You got food? Everything else?
We are lacking nothing.
What do you think? Will it last long?
I don't know. Maybe they'll finish it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. How you feeling, Pops?
All right.
Okay. Tell Mom hello, let's keep in touch.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The meter reading,
What meter?
the gas meter. Write this down, 825 cubic meters.
At under 25.
Yeah. That's got to be reported to their Mariupol gas company. Online.
Yeah, right. I'll pay it. What about electricity?
A little later.
Good. Bye-bye then. Sticks. Voice of America is reporting that Russian troops have approached Kiev from the west and northwest. British intelligence says the Russian army is approaching from the east and northeast. As I estimated, I feel directly north of the capital. So I guess things are not so bad, and I can still go into the center. So, as not to look suspicious, they're on the constant lookout for saboteurs, I take a grocery bag with me and put it, the first book I see into it, not Dostoevsky, God forbid. There are about 5 police officers with machine guns at the entrance to the subway. One beckons me to him and carefully examines my passport. My residence permit is in Mariupol, so I'm a little nervous.
How long have you been in Kiev?
He asks. 15 years now. I figure that must be plenty long enough time to have undergone cultural assimilation. Apparently the policeman thinks so too, and lets me go in. First, I find myself in a lobby filled with people lying around and sitting on blankets, who it seems have decided to wait here for the end of the war. Then I go further down into a platform filled with melancholy travelers and their heavy backpacks. The metro is now the kingdom of hell. Actually, the river of sorrow has ceased to flow. Train cars stayed stationary on it, so people may rest in them. The train runs only to Styx, in interval of 1 hour. Satisfied with my uncomplicated metaphor, I assume the familiar pose of an inner snob. Each of these people was here on an important matter, while I, as always, am an accidental guest. I think, condescendingly looking at my fellow travelers. Suddenly, I remember they have been bombing Mariupol for 2 weeks now. And there is no electricity, water, food, or medicine. And that father hasn't been in touch all this time. I even close my eyes because I'm afraid I might see him and mother here. But then I smile. Because parents are immortal gods with whom everything will always be all right.
Kožuharov as the man, Dan Vinohradov as many men, Veronika Streltsova as hysterical woman. Yes, the text by Vitaly Chensky, Robinson.